All right, folks, welcome to sanigarbo, cooking up some speed art. BNL, three ways, caramelizing onions. No, that's not one of the ways to BNL. BNL standing for Bare Naked Ladies, and we're gonna see 3 title cards that just say Bare Naked Ladies.
Thank you.
It's pixelated typography on picto.pict. Using .pict on my phone. This was a time period when I was making speed art for music videos because my kiddo and I were obsessed with watching speed art videos of Undertale, and that warmed my heart, and so I got inspired to make, and I used to sing her songs while I pushed her in the hammock, and it was delightful. And it inspired me to make these, singing the songs that I sang to her and making some speed art. And of course, it's pixelated because I'm a sucker for nostalgia. No, not just because I'm a sucker for nostalgia, but because I typically prefer abstract art, and pixel art as a medium tends to be more abstract because you can't provide super fine detail. You have to allude to things like one dot is suddenly a cufflink instead of, drawing a full person. So that first video I found incredibly irritating because I didn't even realize I had the grid on, and it makes the entire video kind of unwatchable. Not to mention the contrast between the background and foreground. Delightful colors though. Gotta love pastels sometimes, unless you're a baby, because babies can't see pastels. Also, pastels tend to get overused. But that's okay. This second video was the first time that I tried to make my own color palette. It's okay. I actually named the color palette Bare Naked Ladies, and I ended up using that same color palette for a bunch of title cards that we'll see later on in other videos. This one was my favorite. I like that orange one. I liked it. But this one was my favorite. I think I put more effort into the background and to the detail work in the letters. Not to mention, the whole color palette works really well. I think this was a Halloween color palette that .pict provided. And I had a bunch of fun with the background. It's very faux, 50s, 70s era. It reminds me of the background title card art to Clone High for some reason. Now it does. I don't know if that was my intent originally. There you can see my signature, which is also my gender symbol, non-binary, they and them. Thank you very much. And then here we go. I love that gradient. This was when I learned how to do gradients, blocky, chunky gradient backgrounds in .pict. Not like learned how to, but learned like, oh, this is one way to make this look cool. And I realized that I should do the background first and then go over it. I've stopped using .pict now. I like that. I appreciate that I did that color gradient as the shadow of the text. I think it works very well. It made me feel like I was so very clever. And I don't use .pict anymore. I'm using Pixel Studio Pro now. Huge part of that is because of the animation and the layers. It's so much easier to work in layers than in .pict. Everything is just one layer. And .pict is great. It's fun. I love those little stars. There's that signature again. And then here we're moving into Black Lives Matter, which I had in all of my videos because Black Lives Matter. Fuck this summer. Fuck the way that black people get treated. Fuck institutionalized racism. I am so happy and so proud to be a part of a future that is fucking changing. And it's heart-wrenching that it has to come at the expense of so many lives, both in murder and in treatment. And you can see it every day, all over the place, in person and on the internet. Yes. Also, stop Asian hate. Yeah. Also, feminism for life. Yeah. Also, trans lives matter too. But Black Lives Matter. It's not like you gotta start somewhere, but you gotta start somewhere. And this is where we started. So thanks for joining me. Sanigarbo.